Universe! So welcome to 100 Days Live with Sonya, the place for the expert to share their experiences and, of course, their strategies in life and business to reach their tops, whatever they want to in their life, their dreams, of course. And sorry for being a very late, a bit late, very late because of the electricity was off at the apartment. So the Wi-Fi was off also, but this is the I don't know. This is the unique things. I mentioned that it is like an art, being online. So there are challenges that we need to conquer. Besides giving the best value, sometimes the technology really teaches us. And today I'm very happy because we are going to talk about money again. You know, I love money. Especially in this condition, in this pandemic. And then there are so many of us lost our job and then lost our business, so that it is very important for us to start again, maybe from the very beginning, of course. But then we need to start strong. That's why today I'm very happy and feel honored because we have the expert on it. And then today we are going to talk about at a zero without the hustle. Who love that? Everyone loves that. Less work but more money, right? So
Yes.
thank you very much, Stacy, for being here. And then you are an international recognized business growth strategy. You work with the big companies, very famous companies also, like Chet Holmes and Anthony Robbins as the vice president. Wow, you see. I know that you are a very busy lady, but I'm very happy that you are here with me again today. So after the
Yeah, I'm excited to
electricity
be
was
here.
off, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
And how did you started to be in the business world? You know, I mean, as a strategist, and also you reach a lot of entrepreneurs to reach their six, seven figures. Then.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I started in business when I was in third grade. So I really
Mm-hmm.
started selling when I was like 7 years old. And I was selling stationery door to door to my neighbors, buying it wholesale, selling it for retail. And then in fifth
Yes.
grade,
Oh,
I started selling B2B. And so I started out
wow.
in a sales career. And then I went on to professional selling once I graduated. And in my last sales job, what happened was I was really doing a consultative sales style. And when
Mm-hmm.
I was working with my clients, I was showing them, well, if you tweaked this in your marketing, if you tweaked this in your sales process, you can make more money. And
Mm.
my clients started making more money. One of my clients increased her sales 200%. And so I thought,
Wow.
this is so much fun. Like, I really enjoyed that part of it more than the sales. And so that's how I started coaching. And then I started getting even more training so that I could help
Mm.
business owners even more. So that's how I got into it.
You started to learn about business and how to sell from the very young. Is it because of you have the background in the business from your family, so that you have the mindset that you need to sell, you need to do something, or this is just from you in the family?
Yeah, my dad was an entrepreneur. My dad was vice president of sales in a big company, but he always had an entrepreneurial thing going. My mom had her own
Mhm.
business. I read my first sales book when I was just in elementary school. And so
Wow.
we would practice selling, like how do you do an assumptive close? Would you rather have the red one or the blue one? Like, so, our family was very success oriented and you can
Mm-hmm.
do anything, but just keep going and keep improving yourself and keep learning.
So this is true that our environment really influence us in doing something right, or to maintain our mindset since we are young, very, or maybe since we were a child, and then yeah, maybe it is really need to be implemented in the modern family. I see that a lot of parents want to give comfort to their children, and then they spoil them too much. While in your family, even though your father was a vice president, maybe also today, but then you get the mindset also, and then the just like the spirits, or the encouragement from the family to start at a very young age, right?
Yeah, and my dad was a huge influence on my career and my life, and
Mm-hmm.
he had mentored a lot of people. And when he had mentored people, it was funny because two of the people, they were actually married, and they actually went from like having no money, and
Mm.
they were both driving a Ferrari. That's how much like he loved to teach people
Wow.
how to do that. And my dad,
Yes.
unfortunately, he died when he was 56. So that was at a very young age, and I was young when he died. So that's,
Oh, I'm
when you
sorry for
introduced
that.
me, thank you. When you introduced me, you said, it's about adding the zero without the hustle. And that's why it's without the hustle, because when my dad died, he hadn't done any of the things on his bucket list. He didn't do as much time as he would have liked with the family or spend vacations with us. And so for me, it was really important that, tons of people can make lots of money. But is it at the
Mm-hmm.
expense of their marriage? Is it at the expense of their children? Is it at the expense of their health? And so for me, it's like, let's add a zero to your business and make your business really profitable and add six figures, seven figures to your business. But let's have a life that you love. Let's create time to do the things you love with the people you love.
Mm. So, from the very beginning, this is really rare, that our family start to encourage us to do what we love. Usually, that parents want what they want to their children, and it happens until today. And you see a lot of coaches also get the childhood trauma because of it. So, by
Yeah.
becoming coaches, they heal themselves also, and then they learn different way how to help people based on their experiences, right? Then this is a really a positive message that I get from you. Really, thank you very much for that. But then I see, why coaching business, why being a business strategist? Because I believe that if you run your own business, without teaching people, for example, you will get a lot of money because you focus on your industry, on your expertise, right?
Well, it's interesting because what I discovered when I was coaching is that I'm the kind of person that I have this gift for being able to see things. So
Mm,
what happens is when I was coaching some of my earliest clients, one of my clients who went on to be on the Inc. 500 fastest growing companies, I asked him, I said, "What is it?" He said, "You're more than just a coach." He said, "You make everything
mm,
better. You're able to see how to make everything better." And that's how my first brand was like Business Optimizer Coach, because he said, "You have this way of looking at things and seeing it of how to make it better." And so that's why really I think coaching for me is my gift. And
mm,
so for example, my book that I've written that's coming out soon, Hidden Profits, More Clients and Cash, I I look at your business and I can find where the money is in your business. The average client that does the hidden profits system finds $85,000 of money that they didn't know that they had in their business. And to
yes.
give you an example of how this works is that, do you have kids?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so you'd probably know kids that do this, that they're like, they want something to eat, right? And so I know my
Yes.
kids, when they want something to eat, they go and they look in the fridge, they go and they look in the cabinet, and they say, "There's absolutely nothing to eat." Even my husband does this. And like, I go and I look in the fridge and I'm like, "There's tons of things
It's
to eat."
full.
Right? It's like, you can have this, you can have that. But the thing that happens is that that's the mom level. When I had a grandmother come and watch my daughter when she was little, my stepdaughter's grandma used to come and watch her. She would look at my fridge, and I would even think my fridge was empty. And I'd be like, "There's nothing in there." And she would make soup, make casserole, make muffins. Like, she would see the fridge and she
Mhm.
would see all the things that she could take to do something else with that even I couldn't see. And so that's what I do for people's businesses, is I'm able to see the areas that you have money, that you're opening the fridge and you're saying, "There's nothing there. I'm doing everything I can do. There's nothing to eat." And I'm saying, "Look, you have $10,000 there. You can add another 3% here. You can add another, 10% here, and really help you optimize what you're doing in your business."
Wow, this is a great analogy that sometimes, yes, actually there we have everything, but we cannot make something from it, right? Or we don't make enough efforts to do that. And then yes, how to add zero actually without hustle, because with your analogy with the fruits, we still have to cook, we still have to work, you know, we need to have the recipe and everything. So what is the right way to do that? You know, less hassle, but then we can add zero. I want that for my next event actually, for online workshop. It will be great.
Yeah, well, so adding a zero without a hustle, I mean, I've helped clients go from zero to multiple
Mm-hmm,
six figures. I've helped clients go from 6 to 7 figures. I've even helped people go from 6 figures to 8 figures in their business. So what I did is I looked at
mm-hmm,
what am I doing with each client? Like, what are the steps that I take them through? And I discovered that there's 7 steps that I'm doing with each client. And so the
mm-hmm.
first thing is mindset, right? Because, from my work with Tony Robbins, we know that what's going on up here affects everything else. Your money beliefs that you have about like how much money you earn and holding yourself back because of fear of failure or fear of success, playing small in your business. So mindset is something that we really address. Then the second thing that we look at is where are those hidden profits? Like I mentioned, the average company has $85,000. So we look at what are those little things that we can do in your business that can add a lot of money to your bottom line. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example of a hidden profit is reactivation. So we have what's called the come on back strategy, where we look at
Mm-hmm.
who have you worked with in the past. So I had a client that what I call the $700,000 mistake, because he was a brand new client and he canceled his coaching call with me. And I said, what's going on? Like, people don't usually cancel their calls. And he said, I had to cancel because I had $100,000 sale. Now, when my clients make sales, I'm always doing my happy dance with them and saying, yeah, like celebrating.
Yes, of
And
course.
and he was like, no, don't celebrate. And I was like, what do you mean? How can we not celebrate $100,000 sale? And he said, because Stacey, this client that bought $100,000, they had been my client 7 years ago, and they've been buying from my competitor for the last 7 years. So he said, I have
Wow.
lost $700,000. So that's where
What
the come on
happened at
back,
that time?
the client just went somewhere else and they never followed up with that client to say, come on back. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where I started looking at what if we started reaching out to past clients and reactivating them. Just like, I don't like, for example, dentists are the best at this. Like, if you don't go to see the
Mm-hmm.
dentist, they're going to call you, they're going to send you a postcard, they're going to call you again, they're going to keep after you
Mm-hmm.
until go back and start working with them again and get your teeth checked.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what business owners need to do. And like, there's tens of thousands of dollars for most businesses just from doing that one strategy. And then the next thing we do in terms of the adding a zero is to look at who your perfect clients are. So there's always clients that are more perfect than others. That they're the top 20%. They're giving you 80% of your revenue. And so what happens is most business owners focus on the 80% that are only giving you this much of the revenue. And so you're not getting the results you want. So we look at how to find those clients, what the messaging is, which leads me to the next step, which is really having strategic messaging in place that helps your client say, oh my gosh, I want to work with you, right? And so we figure out what that strategic messaging is that's going to help people only want to work with you. I
Mm-hmm.
find that a lot of clients are in a commodity space. So it's like they're just looking for the cheapest person, like the cheapest accountant, the cheapest attorney, the cheapest coach. And they're not looking at that person like, oh my gosh, I want to work with them. And it's because your brand is too commodified as opposed to being a couture brand like Chanel
Mm-hmm.
or Louis Vuitton or somebody like that, that people are like, oh my gosh, I have to have this, and they don't care what the pricing is. So we really work on that. And then we work on your offer and your pricing and your packaging. So I just done an interview today with one of my past clients in my mastermind. And it was funny. I sent out an email and I said, one of my clients went from $1,500 average sale to $2,500 average sale. So that was a combo of two things, finding her perfect clients and raising her
Mm-hmm.
rates and fixing her packaging. And she sent me an email back and she said, you know what? I didn't just raise it to $2,500. I'm up to a $9,600 sale because of working with you. And so she increased her rate from $1,500 to $9,600. And when she talked to me today,
Wow.
she's like, I just raised it again because the value is there. I'm able to provide that for the clients. But again, most people don't see that. They're afraid to raise their rates. So we really work on that. The next thing we do is we look at your marketing and how to create a stack of marketing that works for you. So, like, for example, video, right? That's just one method,
Mm-hmm.
putting it on podcasts, putting it on YouTube, like putting on LinkedIn to get yourself all the places that are driving clients and prospects back to your website so it works for you. And then the last step to add zero is to optimize your sales process. So what are you doing for your sales process before you get on the phone with a client or before they go to your website? What are
Yes.
you doing when they buy? What are you doing after they buy? And then, it goes back almost to the hidden profits of like, okay, if they stop buying, put them back in their, come on back campaign. So those are the 7 steps that we take, but they're constantly evolving because I've had clients that have been with me as clients now for 13 years because they're continuously getting a return on investment on the investment in coaching.
And for the dentist example, like that, because we need to do that way, that we need to approach our clients and then keep our communication, right? How to send the messages or how to can contact them without being boring or being pushy, because sometimes when we send the subscribing emails, like most coaches do, then they unsubscribe for us, right?
You know what? But I think if people unsubscribe, they're not your people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Okay.
one of the things I think about is my kids, your kids have to go and get their doctor's appointments. And for example, a few years ago, my daughter was like, I need to go to the eye doctor. And the eye doctor was calling and leaving a message. And I would make like a sticky note and put it up on the cabinet
Mm-hmm.
and say, okay, I need to go to the eye doctor. And then I would forget. The sticky note would go on the fridge or I would put it in the recycling or whatever. And so when the eye doctor called again, it wasn't a pain in the butt. It was like, oh, I really want to go to the eye doctor. I really want to make an
Mm-hmm.
appointment. You're actually doing them a favor by following up with them as opposed to not following up with them. And I'll give you an example that was really, one of my clients did this. She took my Hidden Profits program and it was in the month of December and she was in the very worst niche to do this with. And she was in weight loss in the month of December. And nobody wants to
Mm-hmm.
lose weight in December, right? They all want to eat cookies and eggnog and have
Oh.
all the, right? They don't want to like go on a diet in the month of December. And so she said, you know what, Stacey, I don't care if it's December. I still am going to do this strategy because she was a really good implementer.
Mm-hmm.
And she did the come on back and she added $3,000 in 2 weeks during her slowest month of the year just from doing this strategy. And all she didn't bug people. She just said like, hey, I just wanted to let you might have fallen off on your nutritional plans. And I just wanted to let you know I have a special offer for people that have already worked with me if you start this
Mm-hmm.
month. And people signed up. So it's just a matter of like people hold themselves back. And that's why we incorporate the mindset, because if she would have held herself back, she wouldn't have had $3,000 in her pocket in her worst month of the year, like an extra 3,000.
Mm. So it sounds like we need to create the right program in the season, not only to offer our programs at any time. We need to choose the right program that we can sell in certain season. Is that right?
Yeah, and I think there's seasons, but I think also people hold themselves back because they think, oh, it's summer, people are
Mm.
not going to do it. It's Christmas, people aren't going to do it. There's always a
Mm.
reason, of why people aren't going to do something. So I think it's really important to make sure that you put together your launch calendar, which we do in the stacked marketing, that we're looking at, okay, in January we're promoting this, and we create the whole year laid out, and you're really maximizing your profit potential by marketing things all of the time.
Stacey, how long does it take for your clients to reach that kind of goals after starting? What about the startup? Can they do it that fast also?
Yeah, it's interesting because, like I said, some of my clients have started at zero and gone to multiple six figures in
Mm-hmm.
2 years. That she went to multiple six figures. She got to six figures the first year, multiple six figures the second year. That's just one
Mm-hmm.
example. Like I have a client that just signed up last month, and we looked at her packages and we changed everything around, and she had 6 appointments to sell her program, and she sold
Wow.
5 of them at her new rate that was double what her rate was before. So, I mean, people, if you're in action, you're going to get results. And I think the important thing to think about is we look at what are revenue generating activities as opposed to, oh, like for example, that client, we could have fixed her website, right? We could have said, oh, for the next 90 days, we're going to fix your website, we're going to fix the messaging, because I
Mm-hmm.
do help them with the messaging. But it was like, let's look at what that money is right now that you can bring in, and then we'll keep working on your message. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think people think things have to be perfect before they do anything, and it's really holding you back if you're waiting for it to be perfect. And I think the thing is with my client that just signed up is that she said, you know what, it was really scary to say her new rate out of her mouth, but she knew, because there was that accountability in place, that she knew that I was going to be saying, how did it go? Did you propose your new rate? And 5 out of 6 said yes. So she was really happy that she had the courage to say that, and the support to
I
make that
believe
happen
so,
for her.
of course. Who doesn't want to get that kind of result that fast in 2 months after doing something, right? And then, may I know how much does it take to join your program? Especially in this kind of condition, and then the people I know that for the startup business, they don't have a lot of money in their pocket, right?
Yeah, well, the thing is with my programs, I have different programs. I have mastermind
Mm-hmm.
and I have one-on-one coaching. So there's all different levels of investment to work with me. What I tell
Mm-hmm.
people to do is to go to staceyhylen.com. They can book a call with me, and I will look at their business, and I will see where you can increase your sales. And I will actually tell you, like, here's where I see that you have money laying on the table that we can do quickly. Then we have some longer term product programs and things that we're working on. And then I'll let you know, like, okay, I think this program would be a good fit for you, or that program, and help people find the right spot that works for them. I also have a free Facebook group, which is called Optimize Your Business
Mm-hmm.
in Your Life. And I do free calls and free coaching in there, that so anybody that is at any type of level can get started right away.
I don't know if I am there already, but I hope I am there already.
Yeah, come join us. Come join us. I just did a
Of
challenge
course,
called,
don't forget to put the links in the comments after the show. I think I have a lot of problem with the Wi-Fi today because of the unbalanced electricity and the bandwidth.
oh,
Sorry for that, but really, I'm very happy that you are here. And of course, I still hope that you can join us on the next event in June, the 1st until 5th June. And there is a online World Summit for live streamers with Sonya. And you know what? I'm very proud. I'm very happy because Restream become our official sponsor. So then I believe that 100 Days Live with Sonya is a great event, right? This is my first international event, and I'm very happy and very proud that the experts share with us, and then yeah, they don't care about how many audience that I have or something like that. They just want to share values, and I'm very happy with that. That's why I'm very grateful with the speaker like you who support 100 Days Live with Sonya.
oh, well, it's my pleasure, because I remember back when I was working with Tony Robbins, and they were
Mm,
saying, go out and do an event. And I thought, you know what? It was when the economy was crashing in 2009. And I said, you know what? I'm going to
mm,
do an event. And I asked people to participate, and I was scared to death, right? Because I didn't have a mailing
mm.
list. I didn't have it. I mean, like, Facebook was brand new back then for marketers. And people said yes to me. So that's why I'm always like, when people ask me, I'm like, you know what, 100% I'm in, because If we always
Wow.
wait till everybody has like a million followers, nobody would ever grow. So I always love to participate.
Wow, thank you so much. Really, thank you. And do you have any message for 100 Days Live with Sonya viewers today and also the ones who watch later?
I'm sorry, what I didn't hear what you cut out there.
Yeah, do you have any message for 100 Days Live with Sonya and of course for our viewers who are going to watch
Yeah.
today and later?
Yeah, what I would say is stop waiting for conditions to be perfect. The conditions will never be perfect.
Mm,
Like right now we're in the middle of a pandemic, a world pandemic,
yes.
and people are still making money. People are still buying things, right? And
Mm,
so I think what happens is people are like, "Oh, I'm going to market after the pandemic is over. I'm going to market after my kids are grown, or I'm going to market after this week is not as busy." And it's never the perfect time. So you have to just like get out there and do it. And this program that you're doing, 100 days, I would tell people, don't just watch this. It's not going to work if you just watch it. It's like having a magazine and putting it under your pillow and
yes, I
saying
agree.
I'm gonna lose weight and be fit because I put this fitness magazine under my pillow. It's not going to work. So don't just learn, implement. Take every day of this 100 days because Sonia's put together these amazing experts and say, what's one thing I could do? And I've given you guys today some things that you could actually do, raising your rates, reactivating your clients that you could do that could make you money today. So just pick one thing at least out of every video.
Of course, it is very much values that you share with us, and I really feel happy today that you are here. Again, I know that no matter how busy you are, you always have time for us, and I feel grateful for that. And yes, I'm looking forward for your registration as a speaker for the next event.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me, Sonia. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And then I would like to thank our sponsor also today, Rachel Gilmore of Art and Soul Adventure. So she combined the tours and like the masterminds and also in adventure way. So it is really fun if you can join her. Also, she's going to have an event something in Europe or you can join her also. So also I would like to thank Livestream Universe from Ross Brand, right, who become our main sponsor for 100 Days Live with Sonya. Stacey, really an honor for me. Very happy to
Thank
have
you for
you
having
here.
me.
Yeah, I apologize for everything in the technical problem today that we started late also.
You know what? I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I've had severe Wi-Fi issues, so I totally know what that's like. So it's all good. We're this is how we just have to keep going, right? Thank you for
That's true,
having me.
that's true. Thank you. And then if you haven't registered to our next event, online Word Summit for live streamers with Sonya, please register to wordsummit.anitasonya.com, wordsummit.anitasonya.com. You can register as our sponsor. Of course, we need a lot of your support this time, and also you can register as a speaker also and get your free ticket and then get all of your benefits if you register into VIP. Then you can get the gift also from Restream. And thank you very much again for today for joining us and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you.